There's never been another superhero movie quite like Batman Returns. It's a Christmas film about trauma, a blockbuster about repression, a fairy tale about sadists and masochists in fetish gear projected against falling snow. When it came out in 1992, audiences expected another crowd pleasing sequel to Tim Burton's Batman. More gadgets, more villains, more popcorn. What they got instead was a fever dream about loneliness, sexuality, and the masks we wear to survive. It confused kids, alienated parents, and infuriated toy companies. But 3 decades later, it stands as one of the boldest and most subversive pieces of pop art Hollywood ever produced. A gothic opera disguised as a Christmas movie about broken people trying to be good in a world that rewards cruelty. Batman Returns is not about heroism, it's about damage. Every major character, Batman, Catwoman, the Penguin, even Max Schreck, is driven by emotional deformity. Gotham City itself is a mirror of their psychosis, a snow covered cathedral of repression and spectacle. The Christmas setting isn't a gimmick, it's the metaphor that ties the film together. Christmas, the season of joy and forgiveness, becomes in Burton's hands a stage for hypocrisy and desire. The city sparkles with lights while its citizens tear each other apart. Gotham's Christmas tree lighting doubles as a ritual of false purity. In this world, even snow looks dirty. Burton's Batman, Michael Keaton, is barely a person anymore. A haunted recluse whose dual identity has consumed him. He doesn't fight crime because he believes in justice. He does it because he doesn't know how to stop. His trauma is his addiction. When he sits alone in Wayne Manor waiting for the bat signal to light up the night sky, it doesn't feel heroic. It feels like withdrawal. The moment that signal hits, his body straightens like a drug user catching a fix. This Batman doesn't save people, he exercises himself. Enter Selena Kyle, Michelle Pfeiffer, a mousy secretary gaslighted by her boss, Max Schreck, Christopher Walken. After discovering his corruption, she's pushed out a window, an act of violence and rebirth. The cats swarm her body, resurrect her, and she reassembles herself with sewing needles and vinyl. I don't know about you, Miss Kitty, but I feel so much yummier. She purrs, transforming fragility into performance. Her costume is literally stitched together from her trauma. She's the darkened version of the makeover fantasy that defined 80s and 90s pop culture, a heroine who weaponizes objectification. Catwoman and Batman are mirror images, both repressed, both fetishized, both trapped inside personas that make them feel powerful but isolate them completely. Their chemistry is electric, because it's tragic. When they kind of kiss at the masquerade ball, the one place they're both unmasked, it's less romantic than existential. They recognize each other's sickness. It's not flirtation, it's fatalism. Their love can't survive because it's rooted in shared pain, not healing. Then there's Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin, Danny DeVito, Burton's most grotesque saint, abandoned by his rich parents as a baby and raised in the sewers by literal penguins. He embodies the film's obsession with class and rejection. Gotham's elite turned him into a monster, and he returns to the surface as a parody of their ambition, running for mayor, biting noses, dripping bile onto the city's holiday cheer. He's the nightmare beneath the Christmas tree, the unwanted child society pretends doesn't exist. His sexual frustration is as central to the film as his physical deformity. The penguin's desire curdles into cruelty. Every line he delivers drips with repressed hunger. He doesn't want love, he wants revenge against a world that denied him tenderness. It's impossible to overstate how strange it was for a major studio to release something this perverse under the Batman brand. The film opens with infanticide and closes with sexual death. Its heroes are suicidal, its villain is horny and homicidal. Even its happy ending, Bruce adopting a stray cat, feels like a gesture of loneliness. Warner Brothers expected a family friendly toy commercial. Burton delivered a Freudian snow globe. McDonald's infamously pulled its Happy Meal tie in after parents complained. The studio panicked. The result, Burton was quietly pushed aside, and Batman Forever went full neon. The psychosexual Christmas fable was replaced with merchandising. But that's what makes Batman Returns endure. It's the rare comic book film that takes the psychology of its characters seriously, even when it's dressed in fetish wear and Christmas lights. The costumes are metaphors, not branding. Catwoman's latex reflects her fractured identity. Batman's armor is a coffin of control. The Penguin's grotesque form literalizes his moral deformity. He's what happens when society buries shame instead of confronting it. Burton doesn't ask us to like these people. He asks us to see ourselves in them. The Christmas setting deepens the irony. It's a holiday about family, generosity, and rebirth. Everything these characters lack. The streets of Gotham are decorated with angels while devils walk among them. The Penguin weaponizes Christmas imagery, using ornaments as bombs, kidnapping the mayor's baby, planning mass infanticide during a parade. Even the film's climactic image blurs salvation and damnation. Burton turns Christmas into a gothic morality play where grace and sin wear the same mask. What's radical about Batman Returns is its refusal to offer resolution. In most superhero movies, trauma is a plot device. Here, it's a permanent condition. Bruce, Selina, and Oswald all try to rewrite their origin stories and fail. The Penguin wants to return to the surface. He drowns. Catwoman wants revenge. It destroys her. Batman wants connection. He can't have it. Each is defined by the roles they invent to survive. Burton doesn't save them because he knows salvation isn't cinematic, it's personal, and these people are incapable of it. That's why Batman Returns feels more honest today than most modern blockbusters. The current superhero landscape is obsessed with therapy arcs and redemption monologues. Burton's film offers none. It's about the romance of damage, not healing, but coexistence. It acknowledges that identity, especially sexual identity, is messy, performative, and sometimes painful. Selena's transformation is erotic, but it's also terrifying. Bruce's longing is noble, but it's also self destructive. Every kiss tastes like blood. Every act of kindness has an ulterior motive. It's a movie that understands desire as both salvation and doom. Visually, it's still stunning. A handmade Gothic snow globe built from German expressionist shadows and Art Deco ruins. Gotham looks like it was carved out of repression itself. The snow never melts, the sky never clears. Danny Elfman's score mixes religious choirs with carnival waltzes, turning the city into a haunted cathedral. Burton's filmmaking here is operatic, balancing absurdity with emotion. He makes melodrama feel mythic. Every scene is charged with Catholic guilt and cartoon logic, like Fellini directing a comic book. Time has been kind to Batman Returns. What once alienated audiences now feels visionary. Its twisted humor and perverse tenderness predicted the age of anti heroes and prestige villainy. Long before Joker or Logan tried to humanize comic book pain, Burton had already painted it in snow and neon. And unlike most dark superhero films that mistake brutality for depth, Batman Returns finds beauty in brokenness. It's sad, sensual, and strangely merciful. It's also, against all odds, a Christmas movie, one that understands the holiday not as cheer, but as contrast. The lights shine brighter against despair. The gifts mean more when you have nothing left to give. Beneath its latex and cynicism, Batman Returns is about yearning, the desire to connect, to be seen, to crawl out of the cave of self and find another person in the snow. That's the miracle Burton offers, and it's small but real. Not salvation, just a glimpse of warmth in the cold. So, yes, it's a superhero film, but it's also a psychosexual melodrama wrapped in tinsel. It's about repression, attraction, shame, and the courage to wear your damage in public. It's about the masks we put on, not to hide, but to tell the truth in a world that punishes honesty. And it's about Christmas, not as comfort, but as confrontation. The one night a year when we pretend to be whole. Batman Returns endures because it's brave enough to be broken. It's the holiday film for everyone who never quite fit the mold of joy, who finds beauty in melancholy and meaning in the macabre. Burton gave us a gift wrapped in black vinyl and snow, a reminder that sometimes the most honest Christmas stories are the ones about people who can't be saved, but keep trying anyway.